Hello friends, Everton have appointed Sean Dyche as their new manager. A very good appointment if you ask me, but just how will he improve them, if he will at all? Well, join me as we head to the tactics board today to talk about all of that and more. If you enjoyed the video, please leave it with a like and subscribe if you haven't for more content like this coming very soon. Make sure you hit that notification bell so that you never ever miss an upload, and let's talk about how Sean Dyche will improve Everton. Before we head to the tactics board, let's have a look at just how Everton are getting on this season. They currently sit in 19th position. They have played 20 matches. They've lost 11 of them, scoring only 15 and conceding 28. That's a bit of both, really. That's poor going forwards, and it's also letting in far too many goals. So if you're Sean Dyche, where do you start? Well, I think he's going to start with the defence. He's going to make them difficult to beat and make sure that they're not conceding as many goals as they currently are. Then he can then transition into going forwards, but he needs to make sure that the defence is not leaking any goals, and that's where I think the main problem lies. So let's have a look at how he can change it. Okay, here we have the Everton team and how I think that Sean Dyche is going to be able to really set them up. Defensively, it's going to be key that they maintain a focus, they maintain a compactness, and that's exactly what I've gone for right here. I've gone for two banks of four in a 4-4-2 formation. We have Patterson as the right back, Mina and Tarkowski as the two centre backs, and Mykolenko as the left back. We have McNeil as a left winger, Onana and Idrissa Gay as the two midfield engines, so to speak, and we have Iwobi out on this right hand side. I've gone for Iwobi because I think he's got a lot of stamina. He's got the ability to really go up and down the pitch whenever he needs to, and he's also going to be able to help out Patterson whenever he gets in trouble through overloads or any kind of danger down this Everton right hand side. Calvert-Lewin and Maupay are going to be the two main strikers. I do think that Maupay will be able to work with Calvert-Lewin, especially if Calvert-Lewin is able to win those knockdowns to help Maupay go forwards. You can then have the support of McNeil going down this left hand wing and Iwobi going down this right hand wing, and it's all about whipping crosses in for the two strikers, making sure those two strikers get into the box and make sure that they're able to really start playing off of each other. It's about key playing, all about those main situations, making sure that Maupay can help and work off Calvert-Lewin and vice versa. It's about maintaining a partnership and an understanding between these two strikers. But as for Everton going forwards, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Going back, I think, is the more difficult thing. They're leaking goals and they need to really stop that. So how would you go about that? Okay, I've got them lined up in a 4-4-2 as I've previously stated, but if you look at the 4-4-2, if I just draw these lines around it, you can see that I've really got Everton in a narrow formation. I've got it set up so that they have a good understanding of where they need to be at every single point in time. If I highlight them in different colours, you can see I've got the back four here, I've got the midfield here, and I've also got the strikers here. And this is because they need to understand how compact they need to be. There isn't a lot of space between the back four and the midfield four, and there isn't a lot of space between the strikers or the midfielders. This allows Maupay to really drop in and become almost an extra midfielder if he ever needs to clog up that midfield. You're probably also wondering why the two wingers are a little bit further out than the two fullbacks, and that's because these are going to be the central triggers to be able to go out and attack or defend the main wingers from either side. They're going to be the first trigger points, allowing Patterson and Mykolenko to really stay within the width of the box. This keeps them narrow, it keeps them stable, and it keeps them in a good defensive position. This is going to be absolutely key. Everton need to start getting clean sheets. Everton needs to start being difficult to break down yet again, and then utilising Pickford's long kicking to be able to really hit those channels. But as for defending, it's really going to be McNeil that's going to be going up first, and Iwobi. And they also have the ability to really drop back and then come back up down the wings to really help Calvert-Lewin and Maupay and support them when going forwards. This helps because obviously you have Patterson or the likes of Seamus Coleman, and you have Mykolenko really making sure that they have a width of the box, keeping them in a good defensive formation. It's all about simplicity, making sure that they understand things, not complicating the game enough. These players are severely lacking in confidence, which means that you need to make the messages that you give them a lot simpler. Onana and Idrissa Gay, as I've mentioned, are going to be the midfield engine. They're going to be helping the likes of Maupay and Calvert-Lewin go forwards, but also most of all, they're going to be stopping and blocking these spaces in between the wingers, fullbacks and centre-backs. They're going to be those real key destroyers So before they even think about going forwards, they need to make sure that defensively they are sound. It's going to require a lot of work. It's going to require a lot of cohesion with the rest of their teammates. Idrissa Gana Gueye is going to need to be able to get out to Iwobi whenever he needs to double up on a winger, and vice versa with Onana and McNeil. I think he's going to trust the likes of McNeil and Tarkowski because they've already been together. Sean Dyche knows these players and he knows the level he can get out of them. As long as they can get a solid 7 out of 10 out of most of these players, I think Everton are going to be absolutely fine. We know McNeil is very good defensively, we know he's good at tackling, and we also know that he's good at driving forwards. He can run with the ball, so can Alex Iwobi. So if they ever need to get out of pressure, if they ever need to relieve that stress, that problem, they can. And then you have the likes of Calvert-Lewin who you can hit. It's all about hitting those channels and making sure that whenever they do get a turnover of the ball, they are utilising it in the best possible way. It's all about those percentage plays, making sure that they are in the position to be able to make the most of the possession they get. It's not necessarily long balls, it's long passing. It's not hitting and hoping, it's understanding that you need to play to an area and understand the strengths of your team. And in this team, the strengths are going to be mobility and physicality. So when you have Jordan Pickford, you know that you have a good goalkeeper with good kicking. Alex Iwobi can then bounce off that, so can McNeil. So when Pickford has the ball, he's also got the chance to really play it into a certain area. On top of that, Calvert-Lewin's very, very good and very physical in the air. And with an extra midfielder or striker next to him, he can really play off that. Pickford can find him, and then you have the opportunity for a knockdown. Calvert-Lewin can play it to Malpai, and then they're off. Then they're away. And then you have two strikers ready to play into each other. They have pace, they have power, and they have the ability to really play through. As long as they're direct enough, as long as they're physical enough, they can really hurt opposition. They have quality. And that's one thing that Everton really do have going for them. They don't have a lot of confidence. They're being asked, or they were being asked, to do crazy things at certain times, playing out from the back where they really didn't need to. And I really do think that Sean Dyche is going to strip everything back, make sure they understand their separate roles, make sure they understand where the midfield is, where the defence is, and where they can make the most of attacking plays. It's about splitting it into these three key areas, these three core areas. And as long as he gets these simple messages into his side, I think you're going to see a massive turnaround from Everton very, very quickly. That's it for today, guys. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave the video with a like and subscribe if you haven't for more content like this coming very soon. Make sure you hit that notification bell as well. You do not want to miss what's coming up in the near future. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on Sean Dyche joining Everton. Do you think he's the right appointment? How do you think he will affect Everton? And Everton fans, how are you feeling about this new appointment? Do you think you'll stay up with Sean Dyche at the helm? I definitely do. Let me know your thoughts. But like I said, that's it from me for today. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, my friends, take care of yourselves and bye-bye.